Hello everybody and welcome to the Honor and Knowledge channel. I've been doing a lot of thinking recently about the 4 rogue congressmen who have chosen to sign on to the discharge petition with all the Democrats in the House. I consider that a trap for them, but I've come up with a way that we can turn that trap into a victory for the Republicans and the country. Consider it a late Christmas present. If I'm correct, and I believe I am, the 4 House members will be able to use this as a political victory for them, and also the Republicans will be able to claim this as a victory along with the moderate Democrats that come on board. The country can be helped overall. And after all, I believe moderate Democrats do care honestly about American people. So let me just start. First of all, let's see a clip from a recent former Senator Manchin interview with regards to kicking the can down the road. It never works. So here it is in his own words.
Well, I want to take us back for the purposes of this conversation to June 27th, 2022. That was when the Washington Post opinion page accused you of pushing Democrats into catastrophe when you didn't immediately rubber stamp an extension for the ACA subsidies in the Democrats' reconciliation bill. You were asking for things like deficit reduction and means testing to ensure that wealthy families couldn't take advantage of these subsidies. This is what they said about you, quote, "If Democrats don't solve this problem soon, millions of Americans will see their health insurance premiums spike at the beginning of 2023. As of now, Senator Joe Manchin III appears to be the primary obstacle." Fast forward a little over a month, you and Chuck Schumer announced a deal. It included an extension, and AEI wrote at the time, Senator Manchin insisted on deficit reduction. On paper, CBO says it will lower future deficits. But that's only the case because of some questionable assumptions, including the termination of the ARP schedule of higher ACA subsidies after 2025. So now here we are. Are you at all surprised that Chuck Schumer is demanding nothing less than another full 3-year extension?
I'm not surprised, but they knew how I felt about that. First of all, health care is the highest expenditure that we have in federal government. More than Social Security, more than all of the mandated payments that we make, more than the debt of our nation, more than the defense of our nation. So if you don't get a handle on this, you're never going to get a handle on inflation. We knew it was a runaway train, had to be fixed. The deal that was made, the extension on that was made, okay, if you can't get it done, you got 1 more year to get it done. Oh, let's not do it 1 year. That's an election year. We need 2 years. They knew it had to be fixed. Everybody knew it had to be fixed, and nobody wants to do it. This is never going to be fixed. If you keep throwing subsidies, all you're doing is increasing the price of health care in America. You're not making any changes to fix it and make it more affordable.
So as you can see from both former Senator Manchin and my own experience, kicking the can down the road never, ever works. So therefore, you have to take kicking the can down the road, in other words, any kind of extensions without any changes, right off the table. So the discharge petition that the 4 House members have signed on, that's just to get a vote on extensions. Don't want that. At least 2 of the Republican House members, I think it's 2, have to remove their approval of the discharge petition in order to prevent it from going forward in the House. And the rest of this video is about why and how they'll do that. So the next character in our play on how to get out of that trap, to continue the Star Wars theme, will blow up the battle star. So Senator Dave McCormick, U.S. Military Academy, West Point, graduate from 1987, Ranger in the U.S. Army, got out after 5 years as a captain. He served overseas in Iraq during the Gulf War. He received the Bronze Star while serving with the 82nd Airborne Division. He's also got a PhD, and after the Army, he worked with McKinsey and Company. Everything I read about him and I see is that he is a brilliant person. He is a man of action, and I believe that this is a great challenge for him to take on and to overcome. The 4 House members who have signed on to the Democrat-led discharge petition have 3 members of the Pennsylvania House delegation. Senator McCormick is from Pennsylvania, so there's a connection right there. Let's put that on hold. Before we move forward with Senator McCormick and the 4 House members, let's discuss what's anticipated in the Senate. The health care bill that the Republicans passed in the House would come up in the Senate. And let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries tell a fib here.
Donald Trump and Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
And what was the fib that Congressman Jeffries stated? He said that the Republicans control the Senate. They don't really control the Senate because of the filibuster. So there will be a place for the moderate Democrats to have their say with regards to negotiations with the Republicans for the health care bill. Now, Let's go back to former Senator Manchin again, who gives a pretty good explanation of what needs to get done.
There's a deal to be had if they'll just sit down and work through it.
All right.
There's going to have to be a hybrid of this, Jackie. The people on the low end of the totem pole that are working, people between $25,000 and $50,000 of income, working themselves off of welfare, they're going to have subsidies in order to have any health care. Above that, let it be market driven. They're not doing anything to fix it.
Right.
They're going to kick the can down the road. If you put unlimited subsidies on it, you're going to raise health care more and not make it any better. Give the people control. Put it back in the hands of me and you and all of us who use and buy health care. Mm-hmm. We'll drive the market. Let us compete. Let us go out and basically, as we do, shop and compare prices, do things that should be done and hasn't been done. And the only people prospering from this is the large companies, the insurance companies, and the healthcare. They're the only ones.
So you see, Senator Manchin has indicated that you never kick the can down the road anymore. And number two, former Senator Manchin has an explanation about how to come up with a transition for people who don't make a lot of money so that they continue getting health care subsidies to support their continuation of health care benefits. If you assume that a certain number of Democrat senators will sign on to that, then the health care bill will move forward. I believe moderate Democrats in the Senate will go along with this transition of some benefits for lower income Americans with regard to the Obamacare subsidies that Senator Manchin has come up with. Those moderate Democrats, along with the Republicans, minus Senator Rand Paul, of course, can get this health care bill approved and remove all the unknowns for the foreseeable future in the area of health care for Americans. So back to the 4 congressmen. Senator McCormick could interact with Senator Fetterman, who is also a Pennsylvania senator. They could come up with an agreement between the two of them. I believe Senator McCormick can count on Senator Fetterman continuing to be a smart person who is thinking first about American people and the country before he thinks about just following the Democrat Party line. And I believe with his stature right now, he'd be able to parlay that into some decent transition subsidies for poorer people in the United States. I think Senator McCormick has an opportunity here to talk to the 3 Pennsylvania House members and maybe the 4th one, Mike Lawler from New York, and convince them to remove their names from the petition. And therefore, that whole discharge petition goes away and the focus is on the health care bill and the negotiations in the Senate. Once the moderate Democrats and the Republicans come to an agreement that satisfies enough people to vote for it in the Senate, it would then go back to the House. And since the original health care bill was passed with all of the Republicans, including the 4 House members who chose to sign on to the discharge petition, all the Republicans would vote for it again with the transition into there. And the 4 House members that stood up for continuing the extension, even though we know that that's not really the right thing to do, would be able to go back still to their constituents and say, we helped to get some part of the transition for the people of America and their districts. The American people win. We don't kick the can down the road and just create more questions in the future. The Republican bill corrects a lot of problems in the healthcare world. We improve how the subsidies are given so they don't go to the insurance companies. We improve how the subsidies are given so they don't go to people that don't need them. We start undoing more of the bad things in the Obamacare world. And healthcare is improved and all the confusion and questions are removed for the foreseeable future. I think that's a win for the Republicans, it's a win for the moderate Democrats, and it's a win for the country. Plus, it's a win for those 4 congressmen. Thank you for watching this video. I wanted to get it out there because I wanted to send a message through the Ethernet to Senator McCormick, Senator Fetterman, former Senator Manchin, thank you very much, sir, Senator Thune, and Speaker Johnson, and most importantly, to those 4 congressmen to work with Senator McCormick. Let's turn that trap into a victory for our country. Thank you very much. God bless you, God bless the President of the United States, and God bless the United States of America. Hope you have a great New Year's too. Bye.